Hello, everyone. I'm very happy to have another young Indian face with us, smiling as usual. Right now, we're part of the Voice of the Young series. Right now, we have with us Kanad Bose. Let's listen to him. Over to you, Kanad.
Hello, Professor. Hello, everyone watching. My name is Kanad Bose. I am from the state of West Bengal, hailing from the town Kharagpur, which most of you may know for the IIT and the railway. Um, I studied economics in the UK at the University of Nottingham. My particular course was MSc in Economics and Data Science, in which I also specialized in behavioral economics as well. Prior to going to the UK, um, I was studying here in Midnapore College Autonomous, in the same uh, district I belong from. And choosing economics has been quite a weird decision for me. But although it did make sense because my sister also studied economics. However, she wasn't particularly from the PCM background. I like I always loved mathematics, especially since grade two. Uh, and My parents and all the folks around, they thought I'd probably get into some sort of engineering college, especially IIT, because it's right next to our house. Plus, there is another connection with IIT that I particularly have that most other stud students don't. That is the founder of IIT Kharagpur, Professor Gyan Chandra Ghosh. He is he used to be the maternal uncle of my great grandfather.
Oh, I
So
see.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I particularly had a bit more pressure from the people surrounding me compared to other students. But
Yeah.
when I was preparing for that, I appeared
Mm,
for JEE. Although I didn't get into IIT, which I'm coming to the reason in a minute,
yeah.
I did get chosen for the NIT. But there has been a slight ironic turn here. I was selected for chemical engineering at one of the NITs. But although my name Kanad, uh, my dad gave it to me after the famous philosopher Kanad, Rishi Kanad, who discovered the concept of atoms, which is mostly physics, like less of physics and mostly chemistry related. I was never too keen about chemistry. I was good at physics. I was great in maths, but not so good at chemistry. So I took the decision of taking a drop year in 2019 and appearing for JEE the next year. But after a point, I started wondering if that was even worth it because I was not too passionate about engineering anyways. Since my childhood, when most of the kids used to dream about becoming an astronaut someday, I used to dream about just becoming a scientist, especially something to do with mathematics. So I was wondering if I should go and study like particularly mathematics only. But then it was also a little bit dry for me, I would say that because there were teachers around me who said like, yeah, you like mathematics, that's all right. But uh, when you get into the actual BSc maths course, you would see that there is not much going on with the intellect that you have. You would have to cram up stuff and like write formulas and proofs down on your paper to get good. So I was a little bit skeptical. Then I kind of thought, why not study economics? Because to think about it, like whether you make it big or not, the laws of physics would remain the same. The laws of chemistry would remain the same, and mathematics as well. But I thought that economics is something that humans themselves had invented, and it's going to just get obliterated as soon as Earth goes down, or something like that. So I was like, so since there is some sort of scarcity regarding this matter, why not study this subject? So I decided to pick that up, and there was another reason that happened was like I I decided to take the drop year, and after a few days in December, I suddenly lost my grandfather, and like within 1.5 hours of struggle, he passed away. That was quite a shocking incident for me because like I really loved my grandfather, and I couldn't expect him going away. To add to that, within like 2 months later, it was my sister's wedding. So yeah, and like he wasn't there to see his grandchild getting married off. And right after my sister's wedding, there was the COVID. So I couldn't go attend multiple entrance exams. So and although like through online admissions as well, I got chances in Jadavpur and Presidency University. My parents were not too keen about letting me go and stay in Kolkata because we had already let two of our like closest people go to somewhere else. So I started studying at Midnapore College, which is a good college. But then again, it's not a metropolitan city. So the opportunities you get over here, it's quite minimal. Um, and due to other reasons, I had been struck with this curse of anxiety and panic disorder as well. So uh, I I wasn't feeling so well to go outside. And while I was studying over there, I was good in maths. So one of my professors, Professor Chandrima Chakraborty, one day she was taking a class of statistics, especially for probability. And love probability. And she was writing down a question on board, and my my friends, my batchmates, they were also writing that down. And as soon as she like stopped writing the question and sat down on the chair, I was like, okay, so this goes like this goes like this. Okay, so the answer should be this. And everyone was still writing the question down, and she was kind of shocked, like, okay, let me just check it for myself. Then she came up with the answer and was like, yeah, you're right. Uh, then she said that, Kanad, see, you have the intellect. Why don't you try going abroad? So, because in Vidnapur College's history, like it is a 150 years old college, but no student till date had gone abroad right from the undergraduate degree. And that was a point when I really needed someone to have some trust in me that yeah, this guy can make big. So and Professor Chakravarti helped me a lot. So I started seeing like looking for positions about how to go for masters or PhD positions right after bachelor's. And there has been another figure in my life who I must mention. His name is Professor Dilip Kumar Ghosh. He is my mother's uncle, like my grand uncle, and he was a professor emeritus of finance at Rutgers University in Pennsylvania. So, and he was the first person in our family, like, to actually go for economics and make it big. And he also happened to be a part of the Nobel Prize committee uh, for, for about 5, 6, about 10 years, like during the 90s. So uh, we were talking one day and like talking about economics and what I needed to do. And there was a dream of mine to win a Nobel Prize someday. Uh, and whenever I told this dream to anyone, okay, the people made fun of it. Like, yeah, you are good at studies, everything, but don't dream so big. And he was the only person who didn't laugh at it. Yeah, it's something that humans created again. Like, oh, and humans are the ones who win this prize, so why not? And that kind of drove me to have this dream of becoming an economist someday. So, uh, anyways, with their support and help and their motivation, I took different exams like IELTS, TOEFL, GRE, and applied to different universities. I received like Nottingham was the first offer that I received. I think with I applied for it just before the Christmas of 2022, and I received the email like acceptance email within the first week of January. So yeah, that was good. And the course was fitting quite well in terms of positioning of the city in the UK, plus the course fee, everything. Plus the department was good as well. So I chose for that. Later on, I also got offers from the London School of Economics, um, and Duke University and New York University. Uh, and a few other universities in the UK as well. But Nottingham overall was my best fit, so I chose to go over there. So went I went for uh, my particular degree, thinking that yeah, like this data science was the hot take that back then. Had everyone was talking about data science, how it's gonna change the world. So I was like, yeah, I want to get into the field of research. And it is regarding math, stats, and science. So yeah, why not try that out? But when I went to Nottingham, I just realized that Nottingham was one of the best institutes in the world to study behavioral economics. So, so in fact, it uh, on this repository called REPEC, Nottingham ranks second in the whole world for economics above any American institutes. So, like, um, yeah, let's go and try behavioral economics out. There was another particular reason why I chose it, because when I was studying economics back in India, I had some particular questions which my professors couldn't answer me. Not just my professors, different IITians, professors from IITs, they couldn't really answer my questions regarding rationality. Because economics is mostly all about being rational and taking the best best advice or best piece of decision. And that kind of bothered me, right? There has to be some aspect of psychology involved. Not everyone is rational. And when I took the first class of behavioral economics, and it it just changed my whole perspective about how economics, like standard empirical economics, didn't consider the psychological factors for over a century. And from that point, I thought that, yeah, since I want to become an economist, want to do my mathematics in economics, so why not just go for behavioral and experimental economics? Because I actually get to conduct experiments to see how humans create a particular models, not just fitting humans into just the models that we think. So I took classes. It was really fun. The professors were really kind. They taught us well. And they answered questions. They wanted us to ask the questions, which I'd say I felt the lack of back in India. Like professors, they generally don't like taking questions. Because, like it involves a lot of thinking, and maybe there could be some dumb questions as well, but there was that fact. Anyways, I took up behavioral economics. However, due to some issues regarding the credits, the credit was kind of exceeding for me with my other modules. I couldn't take up experimental economics. However, I did my dissertation in experimental economics, which was, I would say, one of the best experiences I've ever had. Like I got to collect my own data rather than just relying upon sources that were already available. I got to design experiments. I got to talk to people about how they thought about this particular question, how its perspective was to them. Because my supervisor, Professor Chris Tarman, he told me that, see, every single word makes a difference. The way you portray how you like something that you earn or something that is your income. That also has some change in people's minds. So I had to be particular about my grammars, my vocabulary, not to so intricate that it baffles people to understand even, but in simple terms. So I conducted my experiments. I got results. My experiment was especially on uh, honesty and how people be honest at times, and how we can change uh, their their the percentage of their honest opinions, okay, um, through behavioral interventions, especially nudges. So that happened, and I got my degree back in the December. And, after that, I had to come back India because of certain familial issues. My Because of my grandmother, she is bedridden right now. My parents, they are growing old as well. Uh, and I asked for any sort of PhD positions available in the university as well, but there were issues regarding the funding for international students. So I came back, and uh, funnily, I had applied at the Columbia University. So like for a particular course that didn't require any sort of like application fee. And I got selected for that course as well. However, I won't be joining that field because of the current political turmoil going in the US. Otherwise, my the preferred institute to do a PhD in would have been MIT. Like it is the very first day I joined the class in Nottingham. Our professor asked what we want to do in the future, and I specifically said that I want to do a PhD in experimental and decision sciences from Massachusetts Institute of Technology. That was something that I specified. Uh, but looking at current scenarios, I don't think I'd be going for it right away. However, because of my passion, I'm still searching for research roles and PhD opportunities around the world. So that has been mostly my side. Mm, and now something there. Sorry.
So where are you at this time?
So I am in India, back at home, right? In Kharagpur.
Kharagpur.
And
Okay.
yeah,
All right. Wonderful. Okay. Uh,
thanks.
you have talked a lot about professional and probability, behavioral economics. How about something personal? What you want to share about who you are rather than what you
Yeah.
do?
I would say I'm a genuinely curious guy. I This experimental thing, why I chose experimental, it naturally comes from my behavior, honestly.
Uh,
I I love to take pictures, photography,
mm,
but I am not really satisfied with just the outcome. I want to experiment with it, like how I can take it into Photoshop or Procreate, because I also used to
mm,
be a graphic designer for some
mm,
time,
mm,
and basically merge that picture with something 2D or
mm,
something conceptual, and then
mm,
make it pop or make it
mm,
something more interesting.
mm,
I like to take photos. I absolutely love to solve puzzles. In fact, maybe you've seen the LinkedIn puzzles that have come out. I I am probably one of the very few people in my whole network list who completes every single one of the puzzles. So
mm,
so that is something there. I play video games because they are fun. And there is this thing as well. Like I noticed something about gamification. Like
mhm.
people suddenly become more addicted to certain tasks just when you gamify that whole situation.
Yeah,
Like so, that is something that I am quite interested about.
yeah.
Uh, they and a weird hobby that I have is solving Olympiad level math questions in my free time.
And are you able
So
to do it?
yeah,
Yeah. Wow.
yeah, like. I mean, mostly. At
Yeah, I
times,
understand.
I'd probably have to think about a question for like 3, 4 days and then come to a conclusion whether I'd be able to reach to result
I
or
mean,
not.
I know we don't understand maths the way you do, but could you give an example of your recent successes in such a problem?
Uh,
We don't understand maths the way you do. It's
no,
clear.
no, no. Like, see, the thing is, what I kind of notice is, people. There are people who are studying at IITs, different sorts of engineering institutes, or even studying economics. They are good at solving questions that have been taught to them, like solving the differential equations, solving different sorts of uh, like basic demand and supply equations, then like the or marginal demand, marginal profit,
Hmm,
uh, etc. But to some extent, the fundamental understanding of mathematical rules is kind of flawed in among us.
hmm.
Mostly, people try to like not try. They get afraid of maths, thinking, yeah, only geniuses can solve it or something. But it's a really fun subject. So I focus on something like, um, let's say there is an example of a math problem, like especially why I choose for math Olympiad grade problems is they don't they generally don't need you to understand a lot of like high standard mathematics, but to qualify to such a point where you can solve those questions with basic understanding. So that is quite important to me. I probably wouldn't be able to give you an example right away.
Okay.
Uh, but there have been questions that seemed quite difficult, but you could have simply solved, like probability question. Could
Yeah.
have simply solved it by drawing a simple XY plane graph.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
Okay.
Uh, but to try that out, to put the conscious effort to solving it, okay, and having the fun, that is quite important to me. Uh, which is kind of uh, a weird hobby, I'd say. But yeah, just that.
I,
Mm.
I know many people like you, not many, some, okay, who
Okay.
say, "Oh, I have a weird hobby," but they're not weird, and they're good kids. They're very strong kids. They know what it is about, and you're right. They get to mathematics is not about solving equations or doing arithmetic. It's not even understanding the rules of differential calculus.
Mm.
It is basically a game in logic.
Mm.
Right? And if you get the logical part, if you get to the logical part of it,
Yes.
then you are hooked. Some of us
Mm.
can't get there.
Uh, yeah, that is something I have noticed as well. But there's this thing I have seen, that there are certain teachers who explain certain concepts to you with in a story-like structure.
Yeah,
And yeah, like this is where this thing was derived from.
yeah,
Okay, they found it like this. Okay,
yeah,
for I'm not giving you an example of mathematics, but you probably know about the Dunning-Kruger effect.
yeah,
Yeah. Do you know how it was found out? Like, what was the base it was found out from?
yeah,
Basically, there was a guy who went into a bank. He smiled at every single camera and he tried to
yeah,
rob the bank.
yeah,
And every like the cashiers, they were confused about what is this guy even doing? Like, and
yeah,
they gave him a money. Then the police found the security footage and they found the guy. And they said like, why did you do it? That guy was like, because my friend told me that uh, if you rub lemon juice on your face or something, you get invisible. And and he was so confident in himself that he didn't even think about it from like think
hmm,
much deeper into it.
hmm,
And he went into doing it like
oh,
so. So when you know about this story, it suddenly becomes more interesting to you, and like rather than just like cramming this whole thing.
hmm,
Isn't that right?
hmm,
So Uh, in fact, I observed the similar thing about microeconomics as well. People, they get great marks in macroeconomics, okay,
Yeah.
but for micro, they kind of get flustered or get worried. Uh, in fact, uh, it's not really official, but I'm trying to write a book for kids about microeconomics as well, because I think if it's presented uh, on silver platter, saying that, yeah, you need to just do this, do this, do that, they may not like it. But if it's made interesting to them, for example,
Mm.
like instead of like properly prepared 8 course meal,
Mm.
kids would prefer burger any day.
Yeah.
So if you rather than feeding all the nutrients as the 8 course meal, you feed it to the kid as a burger.
Yeah.
They'd probably enjoy it and they would be more enthusiastic about it.
Okay.
So it's just a like initiative that I'm trying to take to like kind of educate people about it. Because
Okay.
thankfully I have been fortunate enough to go abroad, study with some of the best minds in a particular field. Um, but there are people who are not as fortunate as I am. So maybe that is a step that I could take to, yeah, make the world a better place.
Okay.
And
Well,
so
well,
yes,
obviously, you wrote yourself on LinkedIn that you were the first one to move from that college in Medinipur
yeah,
to abroad. So obviously, without feeling embarrassed, you have achieved a high level in various subjects. So what's your advice to young people who might be in a similar college? What are your tips?
okay, yeah, similar sort of colleges. My first of all, my advice would be try to be confident about it. There would be, even for my case, there were people who said no one in this college has gone abroad right after their bachelor's. Why do you think you could?
Hmm.
I didn't really care about them. I did what I could and I went to some place. Second of all, there are not all bad people outside trying to rob you of your achievements. There are people who you can trust.
Hmm.
Because I have seen people who don't even share their plans with
Hmm.
people, which is kind of understandable because
Hmm.
like in this world,
Hmm.
it is difficult to trust anyone blindly.
Hmm.
But make relationships with people, lasting
Hmm.
relationship, not
Hmm.
something just networking doesn't
Hmm.
help.
Hmm.
Like even the person in front of you would think that, yeah, this fellow is trying to use me for whatever I have done.
Yeah.
But if you are genuinely interested in their work, okay, after a certain point, they would start responding to you.
Okay.
Third thing, try to look after your bases, especially nurture your uh,
Hmm.
dreams. I have dreamt about becoming a scientist for as long as I can think. Okay.
Hmm.
And there have been roadblocks, there have been downsides to that dream
Hmm.
as well.
Hmm.
But I at the end of the day, I know that I am one step closer to achieving that
Okay.
rather than just like going into corporate, getting a
Hmm.
mindless job. That
Hmm.
um I mean, I I I had gotten two roles in the UK as well, but they didn't have visa sponsorship. I
Hmm.
could have asked them to like do something about it and go for the job, but I know that this is something that I want to do, like
Okay.
research, and uh, so I decided to come back.
Okay.
So maybe there would be extreme steps that you would have to take. And maybe at times it could look like a gambling as well. But if you're sure about achieving that thing, okay, don't feel like you are doing something stupid.
Okay.
And also I think just because some person is going for a PhD or is keen about research, don't think you would have also have to get into it. Because like there is no shame at taking a job and living a good life. There are just some people who are more curious about
Yeah.
the things that are going around you than something that you can simply achieve.
Okay.
Um,
All right.
so those were some things like, and and another thing is take care of your health, especially mental health.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, you mentioned this anxiety and panic
yeah.
disorder. So could you talk? I mean, I don't want you to bear your mental health
No, no,
issues,
no,
but
it's
if
all
you want
right.
to talk about it a little bit, could you do that?
Yeah. So basically, I have ADHD. Okay. So like maybe like on my post you'd see that there are plenty of and even right now I said about plenty of interests that I have. Okay. Uh, because my mind often keeps on wandering. Okay, like from this topic to that. Apart from that, like there are things that let's say I'm very focused on achieving something, and suddenly something some roadblock or some bump is on the road, and
Mm,
like I suddenly start thinking, why is this happening? Okay, what is the most logical explanation to it? So there had been things like that alongside my grandpa's passing away, my
mm,
sister getting married off, the COVID, those kind of things.
mm,
I me getting good chance at good colleges, but
mm.
because of certain issues, like I couldn't have controlled COVID or anything. Um, but those things make you question, is the whole like you can't just find out what should I say, a proper reasoning behind why there are certain roadblocks all together
Yeah.
simultaneously appearing in your
Mm,
life, and you can't even do anything logical about it. So and my father, he was retired. He just recently retired in 2020. So he was also becoming a bit nervous about what I am gonna do because others children of his colleagues and other classmates of mine, they are doing something in their lives. Hmm. And I'm just chasing something that he wouldn't get to see. And I don't blame him because he had to put a lot of effort to uh, bring prospect to our family, help us out. But I couldn't really I couldn't ask for the help to him because he wouldn't understand, and he understood that he himself wouldn't understand what I was trying to achieve.
mm.
It is a little bit complicated. So I just found myself in a deadlock at a that I can't do anything about it. What can I do? Is it going to be like this for the whole eternity? Not for the eternity, forever. I can't do anything on my own. Um, and those kind of things that came to my mind as a nightmare, like they used to.
Mm.
Um, and from that, I kind of developed the anxiety issues and panic disorders. Uh, like sort of letting them down. Okay. They had expectations to
Mm,
for me,
mm,
but I'm letting them down about it.
mm.
Right now, after I have achieved certain qualifications, my parents they're a little bit more confident that he would do something on his own.
Yeah,
But those things that when there are uncertainties about around you,
yeah.
that's when you those things make you question, and
Okay.
that's something that brings anxiety into you. Uh, I have gotten plenty of control back over myself, but um I would still say like take care of your mental health first. Every like another reason why this is this is kind of important is because since I live right beside IIT Kharagpur, I have some connections with IIT Kharagpur. Uh, maybe you've heard of plenty of student suicides happening at
Yes,
IIT. Um, Unfortunately, even 2 days ago, there was another case. There were 4 or 5 cases in the past 8 months.
yes.
And it's it's quite disheartening seeing that people who work so hard to achieve such a stage and they could have gone and become something better, okay. But they couldn't take it anymore. They had to choose to take that extreme step. Mm. So you kind of question that is everything right with myself as well?
Hmm.
Am I doing all right?
Hmm.
And having that question is kind of important in my opinion,
Hmm.
because if you don't take care of yourself, no one else would.
Okay.
So that is important. Also, like try to do physical workouts as well.
Okay.
Uh, Try to reduce your social media. That's it.
All right. Well,
I
thank you so much, Konad. It
Yeah.
has been a wonderful
Mm,
journey, and
yeah.
I mean, I hear new stories every time I listen to a young person, and you just proved my rationale for this channel, which was that young people in India are quite good, quite smart, and they have stories and experiences to tell, which they have no place to do, right?
Yes.
And it's worth offering them a channel to do so, and you just proved it. Right, like that there is,
Indeed.
people say, what kind of questions do you ask? I say, well, I don't, because I don't know what this person is
Mm,
going to say. You think you can tell me 3 weeks in advance, sir, I have panic, anxiety, and disorder, ADHD.
mm,
You think I can just learn it and ask some stupid questions? I say, why?
yeah.
Why?
I mean,
Let the person speak.
at the end of the day, it is like even with anxiety, it is me myself only. Like I'd
Yeah.
have to appear in front of you. I'd have to talk to you. Okay. There's
Okay.
not much point thinking that you're someone who is just interviewing me
No.
for something else.
No.
This is a conversation between two people.
Yes, it
And
is. Okay, I have many things to talk to you offline, so let's end it here today. I'll be
yeah,
back
sure.
with another young person or an expert soon. Till then, bye everybody.
Thank you.
Okay.